Hi guys! Welcome to PettyScopes. It's Karen from the Pretty and Petty podcast. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining me, guys. As always, I have the Palo Santo. It's burning, and earlier today the smoke was so intense in here it looked like I was getting high. Like I literally looked like I was in a hot box. But it was the intensity of the Palo Santo. I like to think it's the intensity of the cleanse, right? The smoke is there to eliminate us and rid us of stress, of negative energy. Just like it flows, it's literally carrying all of that out. Ah, so great. Thanks again for joining me. So we are in Cancer season. The crab. The crab, a water sign. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Whenever you talk about these three water signs, the first thing that should always come to mind is emotions. Very emotional signs. Just like water, they flow. But so does their emotions, the intensity, their love, their hate, their anger, all very intense, all very passionate. Cancerians are a cardinal sign. They are ruled by the moon, which tonight when I'm recording on June 24th is a full moon. It is the strawberry full moon. So get your pieces of paper and pens out and write your manifestations, what you want. But I digress. We'll talk about that later. So we talked about the yin and the yang, right? The female or male elements to signs. Nothing to do with sexuality. It's just traits. So the Cancer or water signs are female and they are the yin. Some notable traits aside from being emotional are they are very goal-oriented people, very imaginative, very loyal, tenacious, highly inventive and imaginative. Now, I can't say the good without saying the bad. So we've already said they're emotional, right? They tend to be moody. They tend to be suspicious and skeptical of people, which isn't a bad thing. Please, when I say negative traits, for some it can be perceived as negative, right? But sometimes we have these traits to protect us, right? So these negative traits aren't that we're walking around like the Grinch who stole Christmas. He was probably a water sign. But it's more like you have these things to detect, evil and wrong by other people, right? Bad energies. So we put up these so-called negative facades or negative traits, but it's really to kind of repel, like to keep our boundaries, right? So it's all about the boundaries. So yes, they can be skeptical and they can be very suspicious of people. But they do have a very good heart. They are extremely sensitive. So if you have a Cancerian friend, like I have a Cancerian friend, my friend Marlene, who I absolutely adore, you can go to them and they are so sympathetic. They will be there to hug and kiss you and to tell you everything's going to be okay. But they also tend to be a little pessimistic. That's for themselves. They kind of always see the bad before they see the good. But again, sometimes it's just for boundaries' sake. Okay? Now, because my podcast or our podcast, sorry, Alex and Esty. So because our podcast is called Pretty and Petty, I have to talk about the petty elements of Cancer, right? So because Cancerians are so emotional, they can be petty, right? The emotional aspects of their personality leads to some pretty petty behaviors. But how they show their pettiness. So an example, rather than confront you straight to your face, what they'll do is they'll go to social media and talk about a wrongdoing that someone did. So very vague and general messages on social media. But in fact, and in reality, they're talking about something that you might have done to them. Okay? So if you have a Cancerian friend and you may have wronged them or did them a little dirty, which I hope you don't, because I really don't think that you guys are that kind of people. But if you did, right, stir the pot a little, check their social media, because they may have posted something that you might have gone, they sound a little salty. Maybe it's because of what I did. Who knows? Well, that's it for Cancer. We're in Cancer season until July 22nd, which then has the Leo lion rolling in. But so we're here for a couple of weeks. Enjoy it. You might feel a little sensitive in these days. As I discussed earlier, we do have a full moon tonight. It is called, sadly, I'm not going to be able to edit the video in time for you guys to know this. I'll put something on my Instagram, which is Empress Energies Co. So follow me on my Instagram, and follow the girls at Pretty and Petty Podcast. But tonight is a full moon. It's a strawberry moon. Apparently, it has something to do with the harvesting of strawberries. That's all I know. Sorry, I'll get the Farmer's Almanac next time. But nevertheless, what do I always say during the full moon or for the full moon? Manifest. Grab your notebooks, grab your pen, and write what you desire. I am strong. I am ambitious. I do have the job. I do have the car. I am that woman. I am that man. I am powerful. Okay? So those are the words. Always keep that in mind. All right? So now we get to the good part. Almost ready, almost finished, right? But I'm not going to be finished until I show you two things. All right? So something that I failed and forgot to mention about Cancer, right? In tarot, the sign of Cancer is represented by the Chariot. The Chariot, as you'll see there, right? Like old ancient Rome, Greek mythology. Cancer is a very fast-moving card. It is ambitious. It is successful. It is victorious. So, something that goes along with the Cancerian personality. Very goal-oriented, successful, victorious. That's the card. Okay? And today I picked out your oracles, and what I did was, because it's the full moon, I used my moon deck, right? And you guys got 2 oracle cards. All right? So the first one, look how beautiful this lion is. It says, I am courageous, steady, and strong, just like the lion. Isn't that beautiful? Just a beautiful affirmation. I am courageous, steady, and strong. That I can write in my journal for manifestation. And the second one is even prettier. Look at that. It's a lotus. This woman is sitting in a lotus. How beautiful is her back? I love myself completely and unconditionally. I love myself completely and unconditionally. You guys got some beautiful words of affirmation. Thank you again for joining me today in this episode of the PettyScopes. Oh my God, at the end I get a little frog in my throat. Please follow the Pretty and Petty Podcast. We're on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify now. So if you guys have Spotify, and we're in iHeartRadio, Pretty and Petty Podcast on Instagram, and Empress Energies Co. on Instagram for me. Thank you again, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.